Boa tarde everyone, how you all doing? Doing some olive picking because they're getting towards the right sort of colour for that I want them to be for eating. We're about 1 week away from olive harvest, so yeah, I'm going to do some for eating this year since I didn't do any last year. I did go and try and pick the Cordoville trees, but almost everyone has olive fly on them. I think I picked maybe 50 olives and I had one that was okay for brining. Nice sausage. So yeah, I'll show you what olive fly is. It's basically a little fly that gets into the olive and yeah, makes it go all rotten, puts a hole in it. So that's a shame, but hey ho. So I'm going to pick the Gallego olives. They are much smaller, but they are generally in better condition. Whoop. There you go, you see them? So the one on the top is a Gallego olive and the bottom one is a Cordoville olive. So as you can see, they're much better for eating. They'll still be okay for olive oil. So yeah, gonna get picking some Gallego olives and we'll put them, these ones for a dry salt cure method. So yeah, I wanted to try and get them at this half blush colour, you see. So they're not quite black ripe, more like these ones, they're a bit further along. Yeah, not quite green and not quite black. Beautiful. So in case any of you wondered how we get these off, we have one of these. It's like a baby rake. This is how you do it by hand. So you pop it through like that, grab a hold of the twig and then boop. I'll go and pick that one up. You can get mechanical ones that basically just vibrate and shake the olives off the tree. I'm not going to do this with the phone in my hand because the olives will go everywhere. But what you can actually do is, if you like, run your fingers down really slowly, then you can get most of them off. He says, I'm going to go flying. Ooh. I'm going to stop there, mostly because I haven't got any more salt. So they reckon you're supposed to go about 2 to 1, so say 1 kilo of olives to 500 grams of salt, which I think is what I've got here. Close enough, maybe a little bit extra. So now, to go through the extra fun part of checking them all to make sure they haven't got any holes or olive fly or anything in them, then I will try and steal a pillowcase off Carissa. Dogo. Dogo. What you doing? Thanks very much. There are our olives, all sorted through. How much do you reckon we threw away? 50?
Maybe 100.
100. Definitely a labour of love. Look at this one. Right, so we're estimating about a kilo. We don't really know, we're not weighed it. and we're estimating about half a bag of salt, so 500 grams. So then we just pour it in.
And Andrea said she saved the salt from the last batch too, so...
Yeah. Oh, I want some sausage. There we go. And then we will hang it up somewhere. And then, I don't know, just make you test them and eat them.
I'm just laughing at our broken umbrella.
So I had a rather pleasant surprise. Down checking on the olive trees down the bottom to try and gauge how much harvest we're going to get. Based on this tree here, not very much. But as I was doing it, I stumbled across these little things. So there's some grapes that we've missed, and there's actually quite a few. And there's some more on the other side. Seeing as we've got them and we don't want to waste them, I might try and make some more fizzy wine because that went down quite well. So, not a terrible haul. I reckon there's a couple of kilos in there maybe. I'm not sure how much grape juice we'll get out of it, but even if we get one bottle then it'll be fun. The quality of the grapes isn't all that. Here's some of the ones I've had to pick away. You see they just get like a hole in them, so that's been had by an ant, and then lots of ants probably. There's lots of them like that, some are squishier than others. Skin just falls apart. It's okay. So yeah, not the best quality. That's what happens when you leave it 6 weeks, 7 weeks later than you should. But in theory they should have some nice flavour to them and should be quite high in sugar. So you never know, we'll see what happens.
Gotten distracted, which is something that regularly happens around here. I was going to get in the garden, but this was a cabinet we originally made for the kitchen that we didn't use and got deconstructed, and I would love to have somewhere to sit to work, and Iwan had the good idea of putting a little table here, can look out on the garden, because I usually work sat on the sofa and somebody has very long legs and yeah, likes to kick the laptop. So just mocked this up and I think it could work. Yeah, I think that's going to be super nice with a little stool.
Looking good.
Thanks, and I didn't have to drill down because I've put these little brackets on instead. Nice to know.
Cunning. Right, here is the prepping table, a temporary winery. So because the grapes aren't the best looking, I'm going to de-stem them and crush them. Normally I'd just crush them by hand in such a small quantity, or do it by foot. So yeah, I'm going to try and take the stalks off and maybe get some of the skins off and just try and do it with pure juice. I will leave the skins in there until tomorrow morning. It's now about 5 o'clock, so I'll leave it till about maybe 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, and then try and remove the skins. It's possibly a bit cold for a natural fermentation, but I'm going to try and do it anyway, and then if it doesn't work, then I'll add some yeast at a later date. What I will do to try and help it is to keep it in the kitchen this evening. I can put the fire on, and that will help keep the temperature a bit higher. So anyway, crushing. So yeah, hopefully, with any luck, this will start fermenting overnight, and then tomorrow morning I will press it properly and take all of these skins out. So this is basically like the easiest and simplest, super simplest way of making wine. All you need is grapes, obviously. Break them all up, a bucket, a lid on top, a bit of a seal so oxygen can get in and out for the first sort of 7 days, and then after that you cover it and then put it into something else for secondary fermentation. What we're going to do with this one is we're going to put it into pressure resistant bottles and make sparkling wine again, hopefully without adding sugar this time if I can time it correctly.
All the chickens.
My girls.
We're going for a walk, chickens. You have to go back to safety.
Chug chugs.
morning from some noisy turkeys. We're at Nick and Andrea's place this morning. In exchange for Nick helping us with the tiling, we're coming to give him a hand with the project today. Yeah, it works really well to do an exchange of time, and yeah, I think we win because Nick has 30 years of experience, but he does get double the manpower with us, so hopefully it balances out. But yeah, I'm not too sure what we're up to today yet, but we'll take you along. Right, what are we up to today?
Doing some painting.
Painting and filming. You filming me. Well, we're going to be doing some painting in this room not made for tall people. What's happening in the kitchen?
So we're having Hokkaido pumpkin and potato soup.
Very nice.
Hopefully.
Why only hopefully?
I don't know if I've got any potatoes.
So there's lots growing in the greenhouse at the moment. This is dragon fruit, and this is daikon. Got loads of those going. Lots of different ones here that probably need thinning out. Rouge métis, which is a type of Asian green, so lasts over the winter. I've tried some singly and some in bunches. Lots of bits and bobs here that I need to put into bigger spaces because these don't last very long in these small ones. You'll start rooting through. And then I can't remember what any of these are because I didn't label them. But we have peas, chickpeas, and then some sweet pea seeds that I didn't think were going to do anything because all the peas were growing and these were doing nothing, but they have started, so I'm excited about those. And I've also got some special sweet pea seeds from my mum. These are the sweet peas my mum gave me, so I'm going to pop them now. And I have loads of these and they're all breaking a bit, and I was thinking I was going to have to throw them away, but I just double layered them and it makes them a bit stronger. So hopefully they'll last a few more growing seasons. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend buying this kind of material in Portugal because the sun just absolutely destroys it. I'm just using a regular compost rather than potting mix, seed mix, because pea seeds are so big. I feel like they can handle it. Someone recommended to me to save this packaging tape to use as labels, which is working pretty well, so if it was you, thank you. It's a bit hard to write on because it's got a funny texture, but
We've definitely got a ghost in the house, guys. Look at it move. Like there's nothing touching that at all. Our house is haunted. Oh wait, it's a beetle.
Come on, you. Let's put you outside before Diogo eats you.